Hello guys and welcome back to the Euro Roundup. Club football is here. I'm joined by the Statmaster General. What more could you want? Let's jump into our first winner, Pat. It's Cristiano Ronaldo and Real Madrid.
Yes, indeed. Cristiano Ronaldo bagged a hat-trick at the Vicente Calderón as Real beat Atletico 3-0. Now, there was a lot of luck about it, okay? There was a horrendous deflection on a free kick for the first goal. The second goal was a questionable penalty, while the third was an absolute banger as Gareth Bale raced away into that channel, beat Juan Fran for pace. Oh, it's filth. It's absolute dirt. Juan Fran doesn't know where he is, and he just knocks it to the side. Cristiano Ronaldo taps it in for the hat-trick. Now, it was quite an interesting setup in this game because Ronaldo was playing as a central striker and Bale was on the left, Vázquez was on the right. So playing a left footer on the left side and a right footer on the right side kind of shows that this game was about getting service to Ronaldo, right? And Bale was really good in this game. Created 3 chances, 2 interceptions, 2 ball recoveries, 6 clearances. We all know how good he is in the air, and late on in this game, he was an absolute dynamo, winning every header and getting rid of them.
Very
but it looked
impressive.
like kind of a lightweight midfield. You know, we're used to Atleti kind of overpowering people with their physicality in the centre of the park. And here we saw Modric, Kovacic and Isco line up for Real Madrid. And you were a bit worried, but they were able to break the press, create chances, really, really good stuff. But Cristiano Ronaldo, 5 shots in this game, all of them on target. He completed just 12 passes out of 16 attempted and completed just 1 take-on out of 4 attempted. So it's kind of a weird game, but he's turning really now into a central striker, and you can't really complain when he gets a hat-trick, can you?
But as good as it was from C-Ron and his teammates, it was a bad day for Simeone and Atletico. They conceded 12 shots to Real Madrid, 7 of those being on target, a massive 5 from Pato's man C-Ron over here. That's as many as they conceded in their previous 3 league games. Only Barcelona managed to get more on target against them. They've now conceded 3 in a league game as well for the first time under Oblak's stewardship in goal. So not a great night for him. And they've conceded 5 in the last 2 games, losing 2-0 and 3-0. They didn't lose by more than 1 goal in the whole of last season. Some shocking stats here. I've got another one for you, Pato. Atletico have now conceded for 5 league games in a row. That's a first under Simeone, and they've lost that golden home record of 22 games without defeat, winning 18 times and drawing 4 times. So just a whole host of negative shit, Pato. What do they need to do to halt this slide, guys? Let us know in the comments below.
For our first losers of the weekend, we head over to Germany. And there we find Bayer Leverkusen. Oh dear me.
We do, Pato, indeed. They lost 3-2 at home to pace setters RB Leipzig. And it wasn't just the result, it was the way they lost, Pato, which must have hurt most. Now, they went 1-0 up within the first minute after great work from Julian Brandt down the left, who actually had one of the standout performers of the game. He set up Kevin Campbell for a simple finish. And then, the best name in football, Baumgartlinger. What a name. He scored an OG to bring the sides level just 3 minutes later. A bit of a sucker punch after good pressure from Sabitzer on a red ball corner. But the most decisive moment of the game for me was Çalhanoğlu. I butchered the name, but Çalhanoğlu, he misses a penalty. Was it a penalty though? I thought it was a bit soft.
I thought it probably was a penalty, and that would have put it out of sight, right?
It definitely would have put it out of sight, mate. Let us know in the comments below if you saw the game. Was it a penalty or not? Forsberg obviously drew the sides level after that with what looked to be a fine solo goal before you watch the replay back. The keeper should definitely have got it. He's motored 30, 40 yards down the pitch like Forrest Gump. He's unleashed a rasping drive. The keeper's just watched it flail past his left hand though. But Leverkusen just weren't incisive enough, were they, Pat? Red Bull Leipzig, they do it where it matters. In the final third, their front 6 completed 8 key passes. Bayer Leverkusen's equivalent could only manage half of that on 4. But who were you impressed by, Pato?
Well, actually, that's an interesting point because Bayer Leverkusen did actually complete 130 more passes than Leipzig. So it really shows that Leipzig excel when they're in that final third. And the boy that I'm particularly pleased with, my boy, Naby Keita, the Guinean midfielder. What?
So consistent.
What a man. Completed 3 take-ons and 3 tackles in this game. He was the outstanding player in that midfield. And he and Demmer were really the outstanding midfield in comparison to Baumgartlinger and Charles Aranguiz for Leverkusen, who were not really at the races except for one absolute peach of a ball from Aranguiz. It was filth. But look, Leverkusen were kind of missing Javier Hernandez in this game. He only came on in the second half, possibly because of all the mileage he clocked up during the international break. And Mehmedi and Çalhanoğlu up front in that 4-4-2 were not quite as incisive. They could only manage 2 shots between them. That's not exactly what you want from your forwards.
I think both of them were Çalhanoğlu as well.
Yeah, the two of them combined.
I don't think Mehmedi had a shot.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace. I'm angry now. And you know what else makes me angry? Leverkusen are down in 9th. After 11 games, they're 11 points behind Leipzig, who are top of the league. Leipzig are now on 27 points. They're 3 points ahead of Bayern Munich and 6 points ahead of Dortmund. But can they sustain this title challenge? Joe on Sunday Vibes didn't think so because he's a moron. But let us know in the comments below whether you too are a moron or whether you agree with me and Chris that they can go all the way.
For our next winners, Pato, we might as well stay in Germany, where BVB beat Bayern München in Der Klassiker 1-0 thanks to a PEA early finish. Not PVS, PEA. Tell me more about the game.
Oh yes, indeed. Look, Bayern Munich really weren't at the races in this game. Dortmund were all over them in the first half, and even in the second half, where Bayern had most of the ball, they couldn't really get through. And the best chance once again fell to Aubameyang. The best chance that Bayern really had was in the closing minutes when a cross got swung into Lewandowski and he just nodded it wide. Bayern mustered up 18 shots in comparison to Dortmund's 11, but only 3 on target to Dortmund's 4, and that really shows how they couldn't create quality chances. Anyway, it's their first league loss of the season. Dortmund actually hadn't beaten Bayern in their last 7 matches in all competitions.
Inferiority complex.
But Thomas Tuchel, mate, now in 74 games as Dortmund manager, he's won 50. That is an absolutely ridiculous record. What a man.
And you know else is a top bloke, Pato? Mario Götze, who got the assist for Aubameyang's early goal. That's actually his first contribution to BVB in terms of an assist this season. But he's actually vital to their counter-pressing game, or at least he was in this game. He attempted 5 tackles and he actually recovered the ball 4 times. And Aubameyang, Pat, has now scored 95 goals in 157 appearances. Percentage-wise, that is more per game than Neymar at Barcelona and Griezmann at Atletico. Wow. That is hugely impressive. And now, BVB, after their slow, kind of sluggish last period in recent weeks, they're only 3 points off Bayern Munich. So let's hope we have a 3-horse race on our hands. Who do you guys think is going to win the Bundesliga? Let us know in the comments below.
Our next losers, where do they come from, Chris? Pay attention, mate. They come from Italy. Roma lost 2-1 to Atalanta in Bergamo. Bad times.
They certainly did, Pat, and let's get through this section quick because it was a pretty dull game. Opening goal was a penalty. What settled it was a penalty. That should tell you everything you need to know. But let me tell you some more stuff. Juve now on 33 points after beating Pescara 3-0. And after this loss, Roma are stuck on 26 with AC Milan. So, what happened in game week 25 last season, where Roma and Napoli at least ran Juve close, is already happening this season. So after us arguing Serie A is not boring, it appears to be the case. Atalanta and Lazio are actually only 1 point behind AC and Roma, who we've just mentioned. Please take over.
Look, Mohamed Salah actually could have given Roma the points in this game, no matter how bad they were. He had 3 great chances and he ballsed up all of them. He'd had a hot streak up till now, and Roma had been on fire. Like, you could score against them, but they were going to score against you. Much like we saw last season when Spalletti took over, they ended up being the top scoring side in Serie A. Caldara, though, who is a defender and plays for Atalanta.
He is a defender.
He is a defender, we've checked. He's got 3 for the season, so he's actually the league's top scoring defender.
Interesting.
And Atalanta are now on their record points total after 13 games. That's 20 points. Pretty impressive stuff for the side from Bergamo. There was a lot of fan trouble, though. Ooh, you know, De Rossi had to go over to the fans and tell them to stop throwing smoke bombs or grenades or whatever the it was. But anyway, if you want to learn more about Roma's dodgy fans, then check out our video on the most violent fans in football, because there's one absolute plum from Roma there. But anyway, not a great day for the football team.
Our next and final winners, Pato, takes us over to Amsterdam, an area you are very, very familiar with, being Dutch and a pervert, where Ajax beat Nijmegen 5-0 and Casper Dolberg scored a beautiful hat-trick. And some hat-trick it was as well. The first and third goals were things of beauty. The first one's very Dennis Bergkamp-esque, mate. He's taken a touch off the chest. He's taken a couple off the knee. And he smashed it top right. Very, very classy indeed, Pato. The last goal, what a header as well. A little flick like this, mate. Little flick.
Don't do that.
Little flick. Like I'm having a stroke. Anyway, this game was a total non-contest. Ajax had 70% of the possession and 24 shots to Nijmegen's 8. Yes, Kasper Dolberg almost carved out that many himself on 7, mate. But what did you think?
Well, Nijmegen were not good at all in this game. They just couldn't keep hold of that ball. 30% of the possession, like Chris says. And look, I was really impressed by Lasse Schöne and Deli Sinkgraven, who won the ball back. They both made 4 tackles each in this game. That's a lot, especially when you consider that you've got most of the ball, which gives you fewer opportunities to make tackles. So they're winning it back quickly and creating opportunities with it. Like, look, if you look at the heat maps, which I know you like to do, then Nijmegen actually, most of the time they spent on the ball, they were in their own half and around their own area. And Dolberg was just unbelievable. Like you say, 7 shots, which is mental, by the way. Dolberg, he won 3 headers as well, completed 3 dribbles. So this was a brilliant all-round attacking performance. And anyway, Ajax now 2 points off the top, 4 points above PSV. But can they haul back Feyenoord and win the title? Let us know in the poll just up there. Our final losers of the weekend are Crystal Palace, who lost 2-1 to Man City.
They certainly did, mate. Let's make this nice and succinct because I could barely stomach the extended highlights. Yaya Toure was obviously the story of the day. He's come back into the side after yonks on the sideline. The whole Pep and agent issue. But he came back to salvage the 3 points for him with 2 goals. Now that second goal, wow, from the corner. He's had the freedom of Selhurst Park there to steer that in. Absolutely pathetic Premier League defending from Palace. And they're now on a run of 5 straight league defeats. It's left them down in 16th. Actually didn't do too badly in parts of this game. Limited City to only 10 shots. They themselves had 4, but only 2 on target, so rarely threatened, apart from Conor Wickham's goal, Pat. I mean, what else is there left to say about it?
Well, look, Palace have now gone 17 matches without keeping a clean sheet. The last one was versus Everton back in April. And this stat right now is why they're here today. Palace have 22 points from 31 league games in 2016. That gives them a record of 0.71 points per game. To put that in context, that's the worst record of all 92 teams in England's 4 professional leagues. That includes York City and Dagenham and Redbridge, who were demoted to the non-professional leagues this summer. That is absolute garbage, and how Alan Pardew is getting away with it at the moment, we do not know.
Thoroughly deserved in our losers. Have we missed anyone out, guys? Let us know in the comments below. So I've got a couple of shout-outs from you guys on Twitter. We've got the likes of Aniket Raman, who says Wolfsburg should be in our losers. We've got Nick28T, who thinks Barcelona should be in our losers as well. And we've got Neb, who wanted to confine West Ham to the same section, Pato.
Yes, indeed. And I actually want to give a shout-out to a winner. It's Moise Kean, the 16-year-old Juve striker who became the first player born in the year 2000 to feature in Europe's top 4 leagues. Linked to Arsenal as well. Quality guy.
So that was the Euro Roundup, guys. Have we missed anyone out? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out episode 2 of Stat Wars, where I have an incredible fact about crocodiles in Romanian football.
Self-praise is no praise. And as ever, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.